it is Miss Kirk, and I am here with a really important lesson about our toolbox tools. If you've never heard of toolbox before, toolbox is our social emotional learning curriculum that helps us learn all about how to be the very best that we can be. Our 12 toolbox tools help us learn skills to make sure we're ready for any situation, good or bad. And it makes us, again, ready to be our very best. And that's what we all want. We want to be the best me that I can be. So today we're going to be talking about our first toolbox tool, which happens to be my very favorite tool, and that is our breathing tool. I have my toolbox tools all on these cards, and our breathing tool is the one we'll be talking about today. As you can see on this card, it says, I calm myself and check in. That is what our breathing tool reminds us to do. It reminds us to calm our body, check in with our body, see how we're feeling, and then see what we need to do to make sure that we're being the best that we can be, and see if there's anything we need to change in order to feel better. We are going to get to talk about a couple of different ways to use our breathing tool today. I'm going to share two of my favorite breathing techniques. There are lots and lots of breathing techniques out there. You might even have a favorite that's different from my favorites. But I'm going to share two with you today so that you'll know two ways to use your breathing tool if this is the first time you've ever heard about this. So let's go ahead and get started. The first breathing technique that I wanted to practice today is what I call belly breathing. Some people call this balloon breathing. Some people call it 1, 2, 3 breathing. You can call it really whatever you want. But I usually call it belly or balloon breathing. We call it belly breathing because we're going to put our hands on our belly. Some people call it balloon breathing because we pretend like there's a balloon in our tummy and it's filling up like a big bright balloon and then it's deflating. So we'll talk more about that in a second. But to get us started with our belly breathing, make sure you're sitting up tall, just like I am. Let's see if I can move that a little bit so you can see more of me. There we go. So if you can tell, I'm sitting up tall, my back is straight, my shoulders are back, my head is reaching towards the sky. We call this our seated mountain pose. Seated mountain pose because I'm sitting down, but I'm strong like a mountain. My head is reaching towards the sky like a mountain. My back is straight like a mountain. My core is engaged, meaning that my tummy is tight. I'm not hunched over like this. This isn't a strong mountain. This is our strong mountain. Very good. So once you're in your strong mountain pose and your feet are flat on the floor in front of you, we're going to take our hands and place them right on our belly. Because remember, this is called belly breathing. But it's also called balloon breathing. So imagine that balloon in your tummy. It can be any color you want. I'm going to imagine my balloon is yellow since I'm wearing a yellow dress. So my yellow balloon is in there. And as I breathe in through my nose, I'm going to pretend like that balloon is filling with air. And then as I breathe out through my mouth, I'm going to pretend like that balloon is deflating. Very good. Now I said some people call this breathing 1, 2, 3 breathing, and that's because we're going to breathe in through our nose for 3. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3 as we breathe in, and then we're going to count 3, 2, 1 as we breathe out, making sure we do this really slow in order to really fill our body with that really good air. So take your hands, place them right on your belly. If you want to just watch me for the first time, you can, or you can join me. Make sure you're in that strong seated mountain pose. We're going to breathe in through our nose for 3. 1, 2, 3. Filling that balloon with air. Now deflating out for 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, let's do it again. I'm not going to count out loud this time, but I'll count with my fingers if you want to look at the screen. All right, we're going to breathe in through our nose for our mouth. Good. One more time. Breathe in through your nose. Filling that balloon with air. Out through your mouth. Good. We'll do that one more time. This time, let's do Spanish. So I'll count uno, dos, tres, and then tres, dos, uno. Ready? In through your nose for uno, dos, tres. Out through your mouth, tres, dos, uno. Good. Could you feel that balloon filling up and deflating? I know I could. Fill up with air as I'd breathe in, and then as I'd breathe out, it would deflate. Very good job. All right, that's one of our breathing techniques that you can use when you need to use your breathing tool. Now we're going to do another one of my favorites. I call this one breathing in the good and out the bad. So with this one, we're going to move our hands a little bit. So make sure you have a little bit of space around you. You're not going to run into anything. You're going to stay in your seated mountain pose. Unless you'd rather stand, you may stand for this one if you'd like. I'm going to stay seated so you can see me in my seated mountain pose. If you do stand, you'll be in your standing mountain pose. You'll still have your back straight, your shoulders back, your head tall, just standing instead of sitting. But if you're seated like me, make sure those feet are still on the floor in front of you. Back is straight, shoulders back, head tall, strong, proud mountains. Good. All right, so we're going to breathe in the good and out the bad this one. So as I breathe in through my nose with this one, my hands are going to come up overhead. And then as I breathe out, my hands are going to come back down. Now you might notice my arms, as they went over my head, they're really strong. If you can see them, my arms are strong arms. We don't want spaghetti arms. If we go, you don't get the same. You want really strong arms. Strong arms. Good. That's the kind of arms we want as we do this breathing technique. Now, I call this breathing in the good and out the bad because what I like to do is imagine breathing in all the good, bringing it into my body, in through my nose. And then as I breathe out through my mouth, I imagine anything bad, anything I don't need anymore, coming out of my mouth and leaving my body, saying bye-bye to anything negative, anything I don't need anymore. That's how I like to think about it. You can think about it however it works best for you. All right, so let's give this one a try. Seated mountain pose, back straight. Breathe in through your nose, lifting your hands up overhead, strong arms. Breathe out through your mouth, bringing your arms back down. Very good. All right, let's do it again. This time I'm going to close my eyes as I imagine breathing in all that good and as I imagine breathing out all that bad. If you want to join me by closing your eyes, you can, but you totally don't have to. It's optional. All right, let's give it a try. Breathe in through your nose, lifting your hands up overhead, breathing in all that love and kindness that surrounds you. And breathe out through your mouth, breathing out anything negative, anything unkind, pushing it away. Let's do it again. In through your nose, breathing in all that happiness, all those things that make you feel joyful. And breathe out anything that makes you feel sad or worried or frustrated. Last one, make sure that back is still straight. In through your nose, lifting your hands up overhead, breathing in all that kindness. And breathe out anything unkind, anything negative. If your eyes are closed, you can begin slowly opening them. Whew, I feel better. I hope that made you feel as good as it made me feel. Breathing in all that positivity and letting go of anything negative or anything that's holding me down or just not making me feel my best really helps me to be the best that I can be. I hope it helps you too. right. Well, we learned two different ways to do our breathing techniques. We learned our belly breathing or our balloon breathing and our breathing in the good and out the bad. Now you have those two tools to help you anytime you need to use your breathing tool. Anytime you feel like you need to calm yourself and check in. Great. Now, like I said, there are so many different breathing tools out there. You may have a different one that works, and that's totally great as long as it's breathing in deeply and slowly and filling your body with that good air. It can be any kind you want. There are some that we pretend like we smell a flower, or some that we pretend like we're drinking hot cocoa. There are all sorts of fun ones out there. Maybe we'll learn more another time. But if you have a favorite, you can use that one anytime. Or maybe you could even research a favorite next time you have some free time. Now, I said after I did that big breathing in the good and out the bad, it left my body feeling better. And that's why we use this breathing tool, to help our body feel better when we're feeling something that doesn't feel quite right. So, if you're feeling a certain feeling and you just don't really like it and you want to feel better, sometimes our breathing tool can really help. Can you think of a feeling that you might be feeling when your breathing tool would really help? Think for a second, and if you can think of a feeling that you might use your breathing tool, say it out loud. The first one that came to mind for me was frustrated. Have you ever felt frustrated before? Oh, I'm sure you have. We have all felt frustrated before. And when I feel frustrated, my hands sometimes clench like this, and my eyes usually look like this, and I just don't feel like myself. And that is when my breathing tool can really help. Because I can take a minute, use my breathing tool, one of my breathing techniques, either my balloon breathing or breathing in the good or any other one. But I can take a moment, do that deep breathing, check in with myself, calm myself down, and then I don't feel so frustrated anymore. Then I feel more ready to handle the problem, more like myself, and ready to make sure that I handle the problem in a safe way. Very good. What's another feeling you might feel when you want to use this tool? Maybe angry. That's a good one. If you're mad or angry, sometimes stepping away from whatever's making you feel angry and using that breathing tool can really help. Awesome. Maybe even sad or upset. Yeah. Your breathing tool could help with any feeling. It doesn't even have to be a negative feeling. I know for me, every morning when I wake up, I take a couple of minutes to take my deep breaths, just to fill my body with that good air, just to start off on the right note, just ready for an awesome day. So you can use this tool anytime. No rules, just anytime you think that it would be helpful. Your breathing tool is there for you. So I hope you enjoyed learning about your breathing tool. Like I told you, it's one of my very favorites. I hope you find some really cool ways to use it. And if you do, make sure you tell me about it, because I want to hear about all the ways you are using your breathing tool to be the best you that you can be. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you again soon as we learn about our next toolbox tool. Have a good one. Bye-bye.